I think it's just a game, to be honest. Really, I think the ultimate truth is that reality is infinite love, because that would be the pinnacle of wishful thinking. And why would reality fuck itself over? And that's what my insights keep coming back to. Is like the singularity of the Godhead is infinity, and infinity is love, because why would it rig itself to be shitter than it could be? So when I see like all this Freemasonry, and my granddad's telling me about how all it works and that, it's like, you man are just playing a game, bro. You love it to an extent. I don't know. I think everything's just a play of God, and it like Maya. Everyone just goes on as if everything's normal, go to work, go to the shop, but it's like, yeah, it's basically is the Godhead is pretending that it isn't the Godhead. That's what everything is busy like. That's why everyone listening to this, everyone in this chat thinks that you're just poor little me. That you're God, and you've tricked yourself that you weren't God. So even depression and trials and tribulations, like you're doing this to distract yourself from infinite awareness, timeless awareness. So you're just playing, you're cosplaying as a human, and it's like Alan Watts says it like, I can look at you and accuse you. You know what you've done. You've done something. What have you done? Oh, what have I done? Show me then. You know what you've done. But it's almost like it takes a minute to get to it. It's like because God has made itself forget that it's God. And then the reawakening into God is the greatest thing that could ever happen. And the highest love would be for an infinite amount of beings to realize infinite love. So that's exactly what's happened. What if it's all worth it? Why wouldn't it be? Why not? Why not have faith in the pinnacle of wishful thinking?
Hey man, yeah, I really agree with that idea you're saying there as well. That Hindu idea I really resonate with, that like the God consciousness or one consciousness is an actor playing a role, and like life is a play and it's playing its role through each individual person and sentient being on the planet. And I would say that my first acid trip way back in the day really confirmed that belief for me as well. I mean, I try not to believe anything because at the end of the day, like, who are we to fucking know anything? Do you know what I mean? Um, but yeah, like, I've kind of had that belief confirmed for me as well through some of my trips. And yeah, I really resonate with that idea, man.
Consciousness. And one thing, yeah, it's good to hear, man. When you say, who are we to know anything? I get you. Well, one thing we can be directly conscious of, and that's another thing, is like, is it belief or is it direct consciousness of absolute truth? But like, we are, of course, we are the universe. Like, who are we to know anything? It's like, well, we are consciousness. And one thing I am confident of is, regardless of the details, is that really, I guess it depends how you define it, but not really, because we're pointing to something. And really, you are God. You are awareness. You are the container for everything. And there's no really denying that. That's like one thing I'm absolutely confident of, is like, your awareness itself, man. You are it. You know what I mean? It's like the most fundamental thing. You are the awareness of all. So I think that when you say, who are we to know, it's like we've got to recognize, like, we are the universe looking at the universe, like through the universe, and that is like, it's not a belief. One second.
Yeah, man, no, I fully hear you. I probably didn't choose the best words there. I fully know what you mean. What I more meant was like, what's a way to say it? But like belief through ego is what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about knowing, like, you know what I mean? Like, there's a difference between knowing through consciousness and through experience itself. I'm talking about like believing in pre-packaged beliefs that arise through the conscious mind, through the ego, just to make like a distinction there, man, if you know what I'm saying.
For me, it's this image of, I get you, don't believe in anything, but like, it's things that I've directly experienced, even the present moment now, that we take for granted, that we call mundane, when really it's the opposite. If you become more like acutely aware of what is actually happening, even just the human body that you're supposedly inside of, or that is you, like, that is like beyond profound. But it's like, I've done a lot of like study or research, contemplation, a lot of tripping on so-called self-realization and God realization, and really for me it's like I've grasped the potential of like, if this is true. I haven't listened to that voice message just yet, give me a second, but it's like for me it goes to like, you know, last night I had loads of crazy dreams that like one of my mates killed himself on a railway with a gun, and then he got run over by a train, and then I had loads of other dreams that I can't remember. And like, what is that? That's consciousness, like radically transforming, but like different levels of consciousness. When I say consciousness, I mean literally like awareness of like how, you know, there's a dreamy state, there's a tired state, there's a desiring state, there's a sexual state, there's a psychedelic state, there's a breathwork state, there's a dream state, and there's a sober state. And for me it's like I get almost direct confirmation through going, when I go to sleep and I have crazy dreams and I just come back and I just wake up in my bedroom, it's like consciousness is imagining everything. Like, what if everything is a dream? And like, that's all of my, like, it's not, I don't want to believe anything inherently. It's more of like, you do the test again and again and you just get the same result. And the result is that everything is purely imaginary and that time doesn't really exist. And when you see that time doesn't exist, you see how everything else is imaginary. It's just the eternal present moment. But yeah, I think everything's imaginary. And the thing is, like, I've heard these teachings for a long time and I didn't want to believe them. Like, I mean, a part of me might have done, but like, it took me a long time to reach these conclusions. I'm not just repeating stuff that I've heard. Like, I literally like gone back and forth of like redoing the experiments constantly, taking a step back, questioning everything, dropping all my beliefs. But like, every time it just keeps coming back to infinite consciousness, infinite imagination, and then therefore what is possible. Like, there are no limits, right? And everything needs contrast, as above so below. So what you sow you will reap. And it's intuitive, really. But yeah, that's the best kind of theory of everything. But it's not really a theory of everything, it's more of direct consciousness and intuition. But yeah.
With you, man. Like, yeah, I fully agree with you, man. Like, experience is the only way that we can truly know anything. Nah, I'm on board with you, brother. Fully agree. Yeah, I was just talking about, you know, pre-packaged beliefs that get handed down from other people or institutions, and then you just believe them for the sake of believing. But nah, I agree, man. First-hand experience and trial and error and that filtering process of ideas is the way to go, and the way to be sure that we are truly like on the right path with our thinking. So yeah, I'm on board, man.